Hello, my name's Mark. Welcome to Living La Dolce Vita.
Well, good morning everybody. Very nice chilly Saturday morning. So as you can see, I'm just cutting the hole now for the light switch. I'll just put the camera onto it. So there's the where is it? Right, there's the lighting cable there, and that's the cable. I don't know if you, can you see it from that angle? That's the cable for the heater. I'll bring you up to speed on that in a minute. So just see this, how close that is. Oh, there we are. That's perfect. Well, I say perfect, but a little bit of a chip out with the plaster, but to be honest, I'll put a little bit of polyfill on that, you won't see it. In any case, the switch will overlap that a bit as well. So all I'm going to do now is break that out here so I can get the cable through somehow. If I can find it. Just clean up the edge. There's no sharp edges. Right. Okay. Right. So here we have the light switch. It's going to go through there. That'll go in there eventually. And we'll just connect that up to connect it up to the switch itself. So see you in a bit. Okie doke. So we're all wired up, so obviously you've got to be careful, don't touch the live at the back, but it should be fine. So we'll just switch on and see if it works. Aha, we have light. Hehe. Right, so you saw me sort of score out initially with a Stanley knife just to break the surface of the plaster, and then with a saw, bit of a fiddle, I know. I mean, there's little multi-tools or whatever would probably do a better job, but I didn't have the blades for that. So anyway, or you could just use a piece of hacksaw blade in a handle to cut out the hole, etc. So that's in there. Now I don't know if you know, but the way these works, these plastic things here, now they will push in and clip across. Yeah, I don't know the reason why I can't do this now. Let's so that goes in there. So that's that one, and then yeah. Right, that's going to come forward. That's it. This goes up that one somehow. Yeah, here we are. Okay. I've cut the hole just a tad, perhaps little too slack, but it's, you know, it's fine, it'll do. So obviously then we'll go back in there eventually, the right way around of course, and then yeah. So now when you're buying these boxes, make sure that because some are deeper than others, so you know you need to make sure of the depth that you want for any given piece of plasterboard, etc. Yeah. So I'm not going to put this back permanently because obviously I want to paint around here first, and then I can put that back permanently. But it'll do for now. Right. What you didn't see, because it was a bit, actually, I didn't have my cameras, and the battery on my other camera wasn't fully charged. So let's see. Can you see this here? Yeah. So I've put these in now. These are all wired in. Obviously all this is live now at the moment. Just up there. So I haven't put these in permanently yet. This was a bit of a fiddle because obviously you've got a live and a supply and a load on that one, so I had to change the configuration of the wiring, which took me quite a bit of time to faff about with. But I haven't tested it yet. I think it's I mean, there's light coming on there, which also tells me it's live. So I'm hoping that the power now is going up to the supply for the heater when I break into the ceiling. So I'll oh, excuse me, stiff. So when I mount the mounting bracket for the heater, I'll do that on time lapse to show you. Right. So we're all wired in. Once that's done up there, I then look at get some paint and paint around all these areas here, so I can put all the sockets and switches back in place, and then the rest of the walls, etc., I can paint up as and when I need to. Here we are. Right, for now. Well, hello everybody and welcome back. So, right, I know I've lost track of where I am with the filming, so bear with me on this. So hopefully you've seen a bit of time lapse with me fiddling, trying to put the bracket up in the ceiling, and oh dear, what a nightmare. You think these ideas are good at the time, and then when you come to implement them, my goodness, you open a can of worms. Right. So, I'll try and explain. If you go back in the previous films, well, you don't have to of course, but when I had the ceiling open, I put in some noggins. Let me come on, stick to point actually. Bear with me. So, I put it, there's a beam here, and a beam there, and then I put 3 noggins in between. With the intention of fixing this bracket, mounting bracket of the heater to those noggins. What I failed to do was the distance between the wall and the heater is 20 centimeters. which is that mount there. Sorry, this mount here. But when I measured that 20 centimeters, I measured it from this bracket, not the heater. So the heater would have ended up within like 2 inches of the wall. Sorry, of the wall there. So that meant this bracket has to move this way nearer to the light. And guess what? I didn't have any noggins in this section here. So I've had to go upstairs and put, after a fashion, some more noggins in here. Now I could only do 2 because of the way the floor is upstairs and the rest of it. So these 3 are okay on the original noggins. These 2 on the new noggins that I put in. What I had to do was I had to put pieces of wood over the top of the beams, if that makes sense. So I had to have screws which are 3 inches long to travel that distance up to the noggin going across. Oh, absolute nightmare. So and a lot of this is all because when they supply you the heater with the cable, it's 1.8 meters. Now, you would have thought, I will actually email them and tell them this, because you would have thought, if they'd have asked me, where are you going to mount it? And if I had said the ceiling, then you would have thought you would need extra cable, wouldn't you? From the ceiling across to the wall and down, if you're running it externally, to a socket. Because that's what you can do, because there's a plug on the heater. But of course I didn't want surface mounted cable, so I thought, well, okay, I'll put in a power switch down here. If it was mounted on the wall, it wouldn't have been an issue, because it would be somewhere around here, and then the 1.8 meter cable would have reached. You know, for the sake of an extra couple of meters of cable, you know, I could have run the cable from the heater straight across and down, just and have it coming into a socket. That's all I needed to do. But it's been overcomplicated by extra cable, because 1.8, sorry, I'm burbling a bit, yeah, but the 1.8 comes around by here. Well, I need a piece from here to here, down. So if all that had been in one piece, it would have all gone down there, no problem. I might have had to cut the plug off, but I can put a new plug back on. That's not a major issue. And I could have had the cable coming out the wall and just plugging straight into a socket. That's all it had to be. So it's caused me no end of problems. There we are. So basically I've got a socket in, I don't know if you can see from here, but I've got a socket there that I've wired into, that's down here. I don't know, I think there's a switch on it, I'll have to check. So I'll plug the heater into that, switch that on, switch the heater on, and then it goes down there. But, oh my goodness. But trying to put these noggins in up here, and unfortunately I couldn't get to this corner, so this is not actually held on this corner, but I've got 5 mountains. That should be more than enough to hold the weight of that heater. It's not massively heavy. So to say the air was blue, it would be an understatement. There we are. So I'm going to finish with that now, because what I want to do next is paint the ceiling around there, so I can get the heater up and then I can leave it in place and it's done, finished with. But I need to check what paint I've got, because if I have got some left over down in the garage, but I don't know what colour it is. It may be a cream colour, but you know, I thought I need a white, warm white emulsion for the ceiling, I think. Right, so hope this film isn't too long for you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.